Thanks for joining us here at Functional Bliss, where Audra and Jessica will guide you through exercises and wellness techniques to help you live your best life every day. It's in the name, after all, Functional Bliss. Before you do anything else, click like and subscribe and ring the bell so you'll know whenever we put up a new video. To join our Blissful Gang for live Zoom classes where you can get more direct suggestions and encouragement, go to our website and sign up. Check the class description below for any equipment needs, grab your gear, and let's get started.
All right, and then just to get yourself prepared and have your stuff handy and nearby, theraband, just somewhere where you can reach it, yoga block, just somewhere where you can reach it for now, and then scoot your butt back in your chair for a moment. And I should also say that and Audra, if you don't have a yoga block, just a ball will do the trick because it's just going to be a little reach and touch and pass under the legs. So it doesn't have to be yoga block specific. However, if your legs are short, and you like that little extra lift of the floor up to meet your feet, take a second, put your block under your feet, sit way back in your chair, get nice and comfortable, give yourself a moment, and then just let everything get quiet for a moment here. As you start to settle in and things start to quiet down a little bit, maybe it's the physical part of your body that finds a little bit more ease in settling in. Maybe your mind still keeps going, or maybe vice versa. Maybe your mind gets quiet really fast, but your body needs that little extra time. So take a moment here just to notice which part, the mind or the body, takes the longest to settle in. There's no right or wrong, but just notice. And then if it was your physical body that was taking a little extra time, just ask yourself, are there any ways that you can reposition yourself so that you're like 10% more comfortable? And if it's your mind that took that little extra time, just ask yourself if there's anything that's looming in front of you that your day is requiring you to think about. Can you give it a moment, give it a thought, and then know that that stuff will still be there when you're done with your practice. So maybe you can just take a moment to set it down, know that you're preparing your mind and your body to go into that later with a little bit more of a clear mind. So take a moment to set it down if you can, and then take a breath. And then see if you can just start to breathe in and out through your nose with a little bit of attention to the breath. Notice your breath coming in and out of your nostrils. Notice the physical movement of breath in your body. And especially if you're leaned back into your seat or feeling the back of your chair behind you, maybe you'll notice that subtle change of connection points as you breathe in and breathe out. And then for a moment here, as you breathe in and out through your nose, see if you can just kind of imagine up the shape of your lungs in your mind. So we want to think about the bottom of the lungs that has that like wide portion to it, the middle of the lungs that gets a little bit bellowy, and then the tops of the lungs that get a little bit skinnier or thinner. And then think about the tips of the collarbone. So we're going to think about breathing down to the bottom of the lungs, and then we're going to think about drawing the breath up to the collarbone. So stay sitting back in your chair if you can. Just take a nice generous breath in through your nose, but think about breathing down into the bottom of the lungs first, middle of the lungs, all the way up to the top or collarbones. And then as you exhale, you're going to think about exhaling from the collarbones back down to the bottom of the lungs. Inhale, bottom of the lungs first, middle of the lungs, top of the lungs or collarbones. Exhale from the collarbones, middle of the lungs, bottom of the lungs. Inhale to the bottom. middle, all the way to the top. Exhale from the top to the middle to the bottom. And now we're going to see if we can just smooth that out. So no stopping points. Breathe down to the bottom, middle to the top. Exhale from the top, middle to the bottom, but it's a really nice smooth. There's no pause in between. We don't stop at those spaces. Inhale, bottom, middle, top. Exhale, top, middle, bottom. One more just like that. Inhale, bottom, middle, top. Exhale, top, middle, bottom. And now we're going to segment. So we're going to inhale to the bottom, pause. Breathe up into the middle, pause. Breathe up to the top, pause. Exhale from the top, pause. Exhale from the middle, pause. Exhale from the bottom, pause. Inhale to the bottom, pause. Inhale to the middle, pause. Inhale to the top, pause. Exhale from the top, pause. Exhale to the middle, pause. Exhale to the bottom, pause. And we're going to do that one more time, then we'll smooth the breath out again. Inhale to the bottom and pause. Inhale, middle, pause. Inhale, top, pause. Exhale from the top, pause. Exhale, middle, pause. Exhale to the bottom, pause, and then smooth out the breath. Inhale to the bottom of the lungs, all the way up to the top. Exhale from the top, all the way to the bottom. 2 more cycles of breath like that, or maybe you're just starting to breathe in a nice deep rhythm. So find the rhythm that makes the most sense to you right now. And then before we move away from this place where we're just paying attention to the breath, set an intention here to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice, never doing anything that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. With that intention set, we're going to start to sit up nice and tall. So if you were like me, short legs, put that block under your feet. We're just going to kind of scooch it up and out of the way, and then sit up nice and tall, walk your butt forward just enough so you feel really good and solid in your seat, feet nice and solid on the ground, and a nice upright spine. Once you've got your way there, we're going to move right into the head and the neck. Inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale, tuck your chin down. Inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale, tuck your chin down. We're going to inhale, lift and hold for an extra inhalation. And then as you find that exhalation again, you're going to tuck your chin down towards your chest. We're going to stay there for one extra inhalation. And then bring your head back to a neutral position, and then start just a light dynamic tick-tock of the head side to side. So think ear to shoulder, just gently moving through the side of the neck. One more tick-tock of the head each side. And then as you bring your head through center, we're going to look over the shoulder. So just the head is going to turn, looking over your shoulder. And if you can arrange it, just make your eyes follow the movement of your head. So your eyes aren't trying to look any further than your head is going right now. Take one more turn of the head side to side. Bring your head back to center. Now, eyeballs are going to look up towards the ceiling with a little bit of a firm gaze. So look upward, and then your head is going to follow your eyes. So your eyes are going to look up first. Chin is going to follow. Lift up. Pause there for a moment. Take a breath. Eyes are going to look down. Chin is going to follow. Tuck your chin down. Eyes are looking down as far as they can. So maybe your eyes are looking towards your chest. Eyes are going to look up to neutral position. Lift your head to neutral position. Now eyes are going to look to the left. Head is going to follow. Eyes are going to look as far as they can. Head's going to try to turn and meet those eyes. Pause for a moment. Eyes are going to now look to the right. Follow your eyes. Turn your head as far as you can, looking with your eyes first, and then the head's going to follow. Lovely. And then return back to center. And then we're going to just bring it right into a light and gentle march. So we're just going to start to pick up our feet, pick up one foot and then the other. Keep it light to start. Let your hands still stay resting on your thighs. But as your hands are resting on your thighs and you're lifting your feet up and down, see if you can notice and feel a slight contraction or an engagement in the muscles in the tops of your thighs as you lift up and then lower down. Nice. One more little march of the feet. And then we're going to pick up our left leg, pull it a little bit closer to the heart, and then let your hands do the heavy lifting. You're going to draw that knee in circles, but your arms are going to do the work for you here. So you're going to let your leg be as loose and relaxed as you can. And then kind of tune in and notice, like, how does your thigh feel? How does your hip feel? How does your butt feel? If you're going in one particular direction, reverse, go the other way. Nice. One more circle around. And then if you can, you're going to grab hold of the thigh muscle and just give it a little twist and turn. We're just going to sort of invigorate that thigh muscle, get it just squishing around just a little bit. And then when you're ready, set that foot down and we're going to go right to the other side. Pick up that left knee, let your hands do the heavy lifting, circle it in one direction. I think I said left, but I meant right. All right. And then when you're ready, circle it the other way. Notice how your thigh feels. Notice how your hip feels. Notice how your butt feels. Beautiful. And then we're just going to grab hold of the thigh muscle, give it a little twist and turn, just kind of mushing it around just a little bit to invigorate it. And then we're going to set the foot down again. And now we're just going to lift the toes. So sit up nice and tall, lift your toes, spread your toes, float your toes back down to the ground. Lift your toes, spread your toes, float your toes back down, lift your toes, spread your toes, float your toes down. Now we're going to go toes in the balls of the feet. Lift your toes, spread your toes, lift the balls of the feet, float your balls down, float the toes down. Lift your toes, spread your toes, lift the balls of your feet, float the balls of the feet down, float the toes down. Lift your toes, spread your toes, lift the balls of the feet, float the balls of the feet down, float the toes down. And now we're going for the heels. Lift your heels, lower your heels, lift your heels, lower your heels, lift your heels, lower your heels. We're going to lean the body weight forward just a little bit, and then we're going to smush the feet around. So you're going to use your body weight. So I'm kind of wiggling my butt in my chair. So we want to just kind of bring the body weight forward a little bit into the feet and then just kind of squish around like you're drawing little micro circles. My feet never leave the ground. They're still staying pretty pressed on the floor. So it's a light bit of ankle movement and then just a little squish of the derriere in your chair. Take one more circle around and then we're going to go in the other direction, just kind of smushing through the bottom of the feet. But now pay attention here. How do your feet feel this morning? Take one more circle around and then we're going to lift our body weight up away from our knees and we're going to start to stomp the feet. So if you've got neighbors underneath you and you like them, you may choose to keep a little bit of a moderate pace. But if you've got neighbors downstairs and you want to let them know that you're here, as much invigoration of the bottoms of the feet as feels good. And now we're going to take it into the toes. Tap, tap, tap those toes just as much as you can. Go up into the tips of the toes if you can. And then we're going to take it to the pads of the toes, balls of the feet, blade edges of the feet. Take it into your heels, take it into your insteps best you can, and then take it all the way. Just stomp your feet as much as you can. We just want to really stimulate and invigorate, but actually what we're doing is also stimulating the bones and bringing just a light bit of impact into the bones of the legs. So take one or two more good stomps and then let everything come to stillness. Pause for a moment, close your eyes, take a breath. Nice. And then keep your feet nice and solid on the ground. Let your hands come down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands through heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands through heart center, hands down at your sides. One more time here. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands through heart center. We're going to interlace the fingers, flip the palms, press them forward. Draw the shoulders down just a little bit so we feel like we're making good space, and we want to feel a good tender stretch in the fingers and the palms. Maybe even you feel a little stretch in the wrist. Notice where you're feeling a little bit of stressing sensation. It should be a good positive stress. Take a breath and notice. And then we're going to open the elbows up just enough so that we can float those arms up and overhead. Make some room for your shoulders to move, and then press your palms up towards the ceiling just enough. And then we're going to take light little tick-tock side to side, moving the rib cage, moving the spine. Feet are nice and anchored on the ground, and your butt is nice and anchored on your chair. In the air, we're going to unlace the fingers, and left hand is going to float down to touch the side of the chair as the right hand lifts up, tip over, take a nice, big, generous side bend, pull that top thumb back, look up towards the ceiling, take a nice, big breath. And then we're going to float up and over to the other side. So right hand's going to touch down, left hand's going to lift up, tip over, pull that top thumb back, maybe turn your head, gaze up towards the ceiling, take a breath. Nice. And then we're going to lift up, take it right into a seated twist. So we're going to rotate to one side just as far as feels good. Once you've found that twisted position, pause, take a breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, release that twist, take it over to the other side. Go just as far as feels good to you on this side, and then pause and take a breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, return to center, catch hold of the kneecaps or tops of the thighs, move it right into a seated cat-cow. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale, round your back, round your shoulders, tuck chin to chest. Inhale to lift your chest. Exhale to round your back. We're going to do that one more time just with the spine moving for us. And then we're going to add on just a little bit. So now your eyes are going to lead the movement. You're going to look your eyes up first, lift your chin, lift your chest. Eyes are going to look down first, lower your chin, round the back of your body. Eyes are going to look up first. Your body's going to follow your eyes. Look up and then lift. Eyes are going to lead the charge. Look down and then round. Eyes are going to look up first. Lift your chest. Eyes are going to look down and then round. Beautiful. Now bring it up to a nice neutral position. We're going to go one thumb forward, one thumb back, and then we're going to do that rapid eye movement. So you're going to just keep your head as steady as you can. Eyes are going to be looking back and forth to those 2 points. So look to your thumbs as fast as you can. Try to keep your head as stable as you can, but notice, does your tongue want to help you do that movement? Does your head want to help you do that movement? Try to keep your head stable. Let your tongue do whatever your tongue wants to do, but eyes are going to do all the work if they can. All right, now you're going to stare at that furthest away thumb. But as you stare at the furthest away thumb, can you see your other thumb or your close thumb in the peripheral vision? Keep staring at that further away thumb. Keep your eyes open. You want to get to the point where your eyes sting just a little bit, where you get to the point where you want to blink or need to blink. Take 1 or 2 more moments, see if you can find it. And then blink your eyes gently, and we're going to switch. Bring the other thumb close, send the other thumb far away, and we're going back to that rapid eye movement, looking forward and back, keeping the head stable. Maybe notice here, does it change any having one thumb forward compared to back? Does your head want to help you do the movement? Does your tongue want to help you do the movement? All right, now we're going to look to that far away thumb, stare at it as long as you can. We want our eyes to sting just a little bit. Lovely. And then when you're ready, release your hands and just give them a little shake. And then we're going to shake, shake, shake the hands down at our sides. And then we're going to shake, shake, shake the hands as we bring them up and overhead. Shake, shake, shake. Bring your arms down at your sides. Shake, shake, shake. Bring your arms up and overhead. Shake, shake, shake. Bring your arms down at your sides. And now we're going to grab our yoga block or whatever tool you're using, and we're going to start to find some side bends. So we're going to start by just touching whatever you're using, yoga block, a ball, couch pillow, throw pillow, a shoe. It doesn't matter. We're just using this device to use a little grip, passing it from hand to hand, and then see if you can start to do the work without looking at the work that you're doing. So you're going to keep your eyes forward. You're going to let your eyes stay with your head. You're going to touch one down and then touch to the other side down, And now we're going to add on to this movement. So as we pass it through center, you're going to pick up one leg and then touch down to the ground. And then as you pass it through center, you're going to pick up your other leg and pass it underneath and touch down. And then you're going to alternate between the two, finding a little bit of action in the hip flexor muscles, finding a little bit of action in your side bend, but there's a little bit of control that happens here because you're using your oblique muscles to help control that movement. All right, one more time passing through with that little side bend, and now we're just going to stick with the center, working the hip flexors, but maybe lifting the knee just a little bit higher. And then you're going to notice, like, how do your hip flexors feel this morning? If you came to mix it up or came to yoga this week, they might be a little tender. They might feel a little bit sore. So just kind of tune in and notice. Lovely. One more pass through each side or just even yourself out. And then you're going to scoot your butt forward in your chair. We want a little bit of room or space to pass our device underneath both legs at the same time. And we're just going to pass them up and around. So there's a little hip hinge. So rather than trying to round the back to find that space, think heart forward to find that space if you can. All right, now if you're passing in one particular direction, reverse, go the other way. Cool. Now we're going to change that pass overhead. So we're going to pass up and overhead, underneath the legs, up and overhead, underneath the legs. So we're doing that little bit of an exchange of the hands. But now see, can you not watch what's happening? Can you just use your proprioception? You know where the tool is that you're using. You know where your hands are connected to space. Could you close your eyes and do this work? Could you keep your eyes closed and reverse directions? Building up just a little heat here. Take about 2 more passes, keeping your eyes closed if you can, just to play around with that proprioception, noticing where your body is connected to space that you're working in. And now we're going to stick with that tool for one more moment. So scoot yourself as far forward in your seat as you can. And then Audrey, you'll just have to do like a little swivel to find this little bit of reach, because we want to think about, imagine the idea that you're trying to reach something behind the passenger seat of the car and you're the driver, or you're the passenger and you need to reach something behind the driver's seat. So we want that little bit of that reach back and twist. So we want to lean back a little bit, touch down or touch as far as you can. All we want really is those oblique muscles, those core muscles to help keep control of the movement. And if you're not already there, your head is going to follow this movement. So if you're like, I'm reaching for something behind the passenger seat, but you need to see what it is that you're reaching for. So look with the movement. Wonderful. Take one more time each side or even yourself out. And then when you're ready, set your tool down, come back to center, find your mountain pose, feet nice and anchored on the ground, arms out at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, right hand over to the left shin, left hand reaches for a twist. Right at the edge of that twist, bring your hand down, slide up your shin, bring your knee to your chest, bring your nose to your knee. Release nice and slow and controlled. Come back to your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left hand over to the right shin, right hand reaches for a twist. Right at the edge of that twist, bring that hand back down, slide up your shin, bring your knee to your chest, bring your nose to your knee. Release back to mountain pose. We're going to go through that sun salutation again, but then we're going to add on just a little bit with a little side step out to the side. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, right hand over to the left shin, left hand reaches for a twist. Release nice and slow. Slide that hand up the shin, bring the knee to the chest, bring your nose to your knee. And then release your nose from your knee, but now just step your feet off to the side. We're going to take a quick little twist to the back of the chair. So just a light rotation, just to find a little movement in the spine. And then we're going to rotate the other way, but we're going to pivot around. So we're going to spin around so that we find a little bit of a tabletop situation. Table situation, take that cow, drop your belly, lift your chest, round your back, tuck your chin in. Find a neutral spine, and now the hand is going to find the tall side of the chair. One hand is going to find the tall side of the chair. You're going to come up to a standing position. You're going to pick the outer leg up and do just a little light tap and touch. And then we're going to grab hold of the knee, pull it up towards your heart space as close as you can get it to go. But now we're going to release our handhold. Can you keep your knee in that position and release your hand? Awesome. And now we're going to see if we can lean forward just a little bit, catch hold of the ankle or the shin, hug it in a little bit close. We're going to hip hinge. So we're going to hold that leg nice and close. We're going for that flamingo position. And then as you lift up and out of the flamingo position, we're going to load it up for a half dancer. So you're going to keep your hold of your foot, drop the knee down as you lift your heart up. Beautiful. And then hug that heel in nice and close to your butt, hug your knee in towards your knee, lift your chest just a little bit. Take a nice big breath. And then just for a moment, just see where your balance is at. Can you lift your fingertips away from the tall side of your chair? Float your fingertips right back down. Gently release your hand hold of your foot. Hands are going to find the low side of the chair. And then we're going to pick. So slow as you can, settle your butt back into your seat. Do all those little rearrangements that you need to. And then find your seated mountain pose again. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left hand over to the right shin, right hand reaches for a twist. Right at the edge of that twist, bring that hand down, slide up your shin, bring your knee to your chest, bring your nose to your knee. Release that just enough so that you can step the foot out to the side and the other foot is going to step to meet. Rotate just a little bit to find a nice light twist and then unwind that rotation. And now we're going to pivot around. So we're going to find that standing tabletop position. One cat-cow in that standing tabletop position. Drop your belly, lift your chest, round the back of your body. Find a neutral spine, touch to the tall side of the chair. Come up nice and slow and controlled. Outer leg is going to touch or tap to the standing surface just to find that space first. And catch hold of that knee, pull it up toward your heart. Can you keep it at your heart space, but release your handhold? That means you got to lock on those hip flexor muscles, hold it there for a moment. And now we're going to see if we can catch hold of the top of the ankle or the shin. Take it into that flamingo. So we're going to hold it nice and firm. Hip hinge, lean forward, and then we're going to release into half dancer. So you're going to hold onto the top of the foot, let the knee drop down as you lift your heart. Beautiful. Hug your knee in towards your knee, heel in towards your butt, heart forward just a little bit. Notice your breath. And then see just for a moment, could you lift your fingers away from the chair? Notice your balance. Float your fingers back down, release your hold of your foot. Hands are going to find the low side of the chair. Pause for a moment. And then we're just going to pivot back around so that we find our seat again. Once you've found your seat, both feet on the ground, arms out at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Right hand over to the left shin, left hand reaches for a twist. Release that hand down, slide up the shin, bring your knee to your chest, bring your nose to your knee. Release with control, come through your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Left hand over to the right shin, right hand reaches for a twist. Right at the edge of that twist, bring that hand down, slide up the shin, bring your knee to your chest, bring your nose to your knee. Release nice and slow and controlled. And now we're going to grab our theraband and we're going to loop it around the bottom of one foot. So your favorite foot first, it doesn't matter, but we're going to make a little bottom shape of the U, put your foot into the bottom shape of your U, and then you're going to choke up on your band just as much as you can because we want to work from the top of the thigh. So we're going to hold on tight. We're going to try to keep our knee, our second toe, and our hip point all in one line. We're going to hold on firm and we're just going to pump the brakes. We're going to push the foot forward. and then bring the knee back in with control. And then you're going to watch that leg and that knee. We want to try to avoid as much wobble as possible. Press the foot forward. Don't lock the knee out. We want to just keep it nice and strong. Bend the knee, bring it back in with control. Press the foot forward. Bend the knee, bring it back in with control. 2 more to go here. Press the foot forward. Bend the knee, bring it back in with control. 1 last time. Press the foot forward. Bend the knee just a little bit so that you can lift the leg up a little bit higher. And now we're going to take both ends of our strap in. So same hand, same foot. And we're going to just start to swing the leg a little side to side. But if you can, let your hand be the driver here. So your leg is going to be a little bit loose and your arm is going to do the heavy lifting. Cool. Now, the next time your leg swings out to the side, now your arm is going to create a little resistance. So you're going to tug backwards just a little bit. Keep tugging backwards and then try to use your inner thigh muscles to pull against your arm tug. Bring that leg back to center. And then we're going to switch and do it the other direction. So you're going to pull out. Leg is going to try to drive, but your arm is going to create that resistance. Beautiful. And then go in the opposite direction. Pull back, tug in with the inner thigh. Reverse, pull out, outer thigh is going to do the driving. Beautiful. 1 last time, pull out, let your inner thigh do the work. Nice. And then slowly, gently, mindfully set that foot down, release it from your loop, and we're going to switch right to the other side. So place your foot into the bottom of your U, and we still want that same principle. So the heel or second toe, knee, and hip point are going to try to stay in a nice little line. Choke up as much as you can. So we want to get some good work coming out of the thigh muscle. Push the foot forward like you're pumping on the brakes. Bend the knee, bring it back in with control. Don't lock out the knee if you can help it. So push forward just enough, but don't hyperextend. And then bend and bring it back in with control and try to avoid as much wobble as you can. Awesome. 1 more bend and straighten. And then you're going to go same hand, same foot. Hold on to the ends of your band. Arms are going to do the work first. And we're just going to get that loose swing, swinging the leg a little bit side to side. You can hold on to your chair. You can anchor yourself in any way that makes the most sense to you. Great. Now, the next time the leg swings out, pause there for a moment. Pull out on your band. Use your inner thigh muscles. Tug against that theraband. Bring it back through center and then tug in the opposite direction. You could also switch hands if you need to, if that feels like a better way to go. Drive out with the blade edge of your foot. Beautiful. And then tug out. Use your inner thigh muscles. Create that resistance nice and slow. Tug out. Push out with the outer thigh. 1 last time, tug out, use your inner thigh muscle, tug it in really nice and slow and controlled. Woo! And then gently release that foot. Take a second to give everything a little twinkle, shimmy out your legs. And then before we hit our figure fours, grab your theraband. We're just going to go an underhand grip, choke up as much as you can. Elbows are going to tuck in at the ribs. You're going to pull apart and keep that good shoulder width distance. And then you're going to present the platter. You're just going to bring that theraband forward, keep that good even distance, and then scrape your elbows back against your ribs. Keep that good even distance. Present the platter, bring it forward. Scrape your elbows, stay nice and tall. Beautiful. 1 last time, present the platter. Bring it back in nice and slow and controlled, and then release your grip. Set your band off to the side. Take a second to give your legs a little shake, a little twinkle, and then we're going to pick up one leg, bring it across into your figure four, but go for like a light and loose figure four, so nothing extreme. You don't even have to flex your foot. Don't worry about your knee. We're just going to tip the heart forward just a little bit, and then take a light rotation towards the thigh. Rotate back to center, tip forward just a little bit. Come back up, rotate just a little bit. Tip forward just a little bit. Come back up and rotate. And now rotate just towards your knee. Pull your knee towards your heart. Move your knee away. And you move it just in the way that feels safe and comfortable to your body. So everybody's going to have a little different rotation here. So make sure you just go where your knee feels good, your hip feels good. One more little pull of that knee towards your heart space, and then we're going to take it into a figure four fold. So you're going to just lean your heart forward just enough so it feels like a nice sensation where you can really breathe comfortably. Your knee's not screaming at you, your butt's not screaming at you, your back is not screaming at you. Take a nice, generous breath into your lungs. Lift up nice and slow. Keep your figure four if you can. And then we're just going to do 10 quick strikes to the bottom of the foot. So think middle of your foot. You're going to keep a light little flex in your foot so your foot feels engaged. Heel of the hand is going to give 10 good strikes to the bottom of the foot. And then once you've done about 10 good strikes to the bottom of that foot, gently help lift that leg off. Take a little swish, swish, swish of those legs. And then we're going to move right to the other side. So you're going to grab hold of that knee, bring it across into your figure four shape. Keep it loose. Lean forward just a little bit. Come back up. Rotate towards the outside of your thigh. Come back through center. Lean forward just a little bit. Come back up. Rotate towards your thigh. Come through center. Lean forward just a little bit. Come back up, rotate towards your thigh. Lovely. And then come back through center. And now we're going to go for that big lean forward. So hip hinge, go as far forward as feels. Come back up, come back up, come back up. We got to do the knee first. I can't take you there without doing that knee. Rotate towards your knee, pull your knee towards your heart, and then move your knee away. Pull your knee towards your heart and move your knee away. Pull your knee towards your heart. Move your knee away and now rotate your heart forward. Hip hinge, lean forward just as far as feels good. So no pain in the knee, no pain in the back, only to a place where you can breathe really effortlessly. Take one more breath. And then come up nice and slow. A little bit of a flex in the foot or just the toes pulled back slightly so the foot feels firm. Heel of the hand is going to strike the center of the foot. So you're going to give about 10 good strikes to the bottom of the foot. And then once you've done those 10 good strikes to the bottom of the foot, set your foot down, and then we're going to come back to the stomp of the feet. So it's going to be as vigorous or as light as feels good, but we're just coming back to that stimulation. So stomp, stomp, stomp your feet, take it into the toes, take it to the balls of the feet, take it to the blade edges, take it to the heels, take it to your insteps, take it any way you want to. Do a little soft shoe number. I don't care. And then once you feel like you've stimulated the bottoms of the feet just enough, let them get soft. Scoot your butt way back in your seat. Let your back lean into the back of your chair and then just let everything else go. Feet are soft and heavy. Ankles are soft and heavy. Calves and shins are soft and heavy. Soften the tops of your knees. Soften your knee pits. Let your thighs get nice and soft and heavy into your seat. Let your belly be soft. Let your back be soft and comfortable against the back of the chair. Shoulders are soft and heavy. Arms are soft and heavy. Fingers are as soft and heavy as they can be. And then as we come to our seated Shavasana, we just give that little bit of time of stillness or a stillness that makes sense to your body. Eyes can be open or closed. That's just what feels more comfortable and safe in your body. And then we just want to give the mind and the body a little bit of time to incorporate the work that we've just done. You always have the option to stay in your Shavasana just as long as you like. But if you feel ready to do so, start by just wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, allowing a little bit of gentle movement to come back into your body. Give a little time to let your breath deepen, and then maybe start to move your ankles, maybe start to move your wrists. Any light and gentle movement here that just lets you come back into your body in a kind and loving way. And then if it feels good to do so, start to lift your back away from your seat. And then we're just going to walk our butt forward in our chair. Take your time as you do that work. And then we're just going to do a quick little pat, pat, pat. So we're going to pat, pat, pat our hands down the outsides of the legs. Pat, pat, pat across the tops of your feet. Come up the insides of the legs. And then we're going right back down the legs. Pat, pat, pat down the out. Across the tops of the feet. Pat, pat, pat up the in. And then we're going to do that one last time. Pat, pat, pat down the out. Across the tops of the feet, pat, pat, pat up. And then we're going to pat, pat, pat the belly. So you're going to pat, pat, pat. You can move it around. You can get as much of your abdomen covered as you like. I personally like that low belly area. I got a little extra jiggle there. So it's, it's a little fun for me. All right. So pat, pat, pat your belly just as much as feels good. And then pat, pat, pat up one side, up to the armpit and down. Take it to the other side, pat, pat, pat up the side of the armpit up the side of the body, up to the armpit. Beautiful. And then lean forward just enough so you can pat, pat, pat your low back and get really vigorous here. Stimulate that low back just as much as you can. All right. And now we're taking those hands up to the heart space and we're doing that nice big George of the jungle. So you're going to get as loud here as you can. You want to feel that vibration in your breath. You want to feel that nice echoing in your chest. And then once you've George of the jungled your heart space just as much as you can stand, stack your hands on top of your heart, close your eyes down, take a moment, take a breath. Notice that alive feeling in your body. Notice your breath coming in and out. And then if you had anything looming in front of you in your mind that you set down for a moment, now see if you can pick it back up, take a glance at it, give it a little love. Breathe in a little love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. And then breathe in a whole bunch of extra love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everyone you see. And then when you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. You guys are amazing. Happy Wednesday.